Hello students, today we are going to start our third chapter from the book Moment, and the title of the chapter is Ishwaran the Storyteller, written by R.K. Lakshman. R.K. Lakshman was a very famous cartoonist also and a humorist also. Right, so let me introduce you with the characters first. In this story there are only two main characters. One is Mahendra, he's a supervisor in a firm, and second is Ishwaran, he's a servant who used to live with Mahendra, and the quality of Ishwaran is that he used to weave a new story, means he used to make a new story from the surrounding and using his imagination. He was a fantastic imaginator and a fascinating storyteller, and he used to tell the stories. So one of the reasons that he used to weave the stories was that he used to read thriller stories, Tamil thriller stories, okay, and most of his stories. So students, do you take interest in the stories of ghost or spirit? If yes, then you will be enjoying a lot, because in this story there is a character and he tells the story in the same way that the listener also get frightened, he gets scared, okay. So actually this story was told by Mahendra to one of his friend Ganesh, and here is the story, that how Mahendra, he was a supervisor in a firm, and he had went to a construction site. He was given a quarter and he used to live there with his servant Ishwaran. And the interesting thing about the Ishwaran is that he is a fantastic storyteller, means from his surrounding, by watching, by observing, he just start weaving the stories by himself, and then he tells. And the quality of his storytelling is due to the reading of Tamil thriller stories also. And for Mahendra, he was not only a helper, but he used to work like a role of a TV also, because he used to get entertained by Ishwaran. And usually in his stories there were the element of ghost, spirit, all these things. So sometimes Mahendra used to be fed up and tell him that you should not tell these type of things, you should not narrate. But Ishwaran was, as a part of his habit, he was quite stubborn, and he keeps on telling him, means what happened earlier or what happened there, or what type of area is this, like that. Then one day, what happened, when Mahendra came at home, Ishwaran, as his habit was, he told that this is a haunted place, means the place where they used to live, and he saw a female ghost holding a photos in hand. Due to this, he was chided by Ishwaran. Chided means he was scolded by Ishwaran, because he was trying to made him scared. Then after few days, Mahendra heard the noises near his windowsill. When he peeped outside, then what he saw a cloudy figure, and that cloudy figure was clutching a bundle, means something was in the hand of that cloudy figure. And by watching that scene, he was so much scared, because it was the time of, means it was a night time, and he was very much scared. So next day, when he described whatever he saw earlier that night, so then Ishwaran also told him, yes, you are chiding me and I told you it is a haunted place. means it was very hard to believe whether it was true or not. But because of that incident, already many things were filled in his mind by Ishwaran. But when he saw, or when he realized that something was there, then he was too much frightened, and he resolved, or he decided to leave the place. Okay, so there are many small incidents and scenes, and the expression of Ishwaran, how he tells the story. So everything is very interesting. You just go through the story and you will enjoy it a lot. Now the theme of the story is that story revolves around the concept of unnatural and occult. And the question arises that whether it's a superstition or reality, means it is just an imagination, or our superstition means such things happens, or it is a reality like this. So that's all about the chapter, students. We will discuss the textual questions. Till then, now students, let's discuss the textual questions. And first question is, in what way is Ishwaran an asset to Mahendra? The answer is, Ishwaran was an asset to Mahendra because he was not only a cook, but he used to give him company also by weaving endless stories which were full of spices, thrill, horror. In fact, Mahendra used to like the company of Ishwaran. So that's why he's an asset to Mahendra. Second question is, how does Ishwaran describe the uprooted tree on the highway, and what effect does he want to create in his listeners? Answer is, the uprooted tree on the highway was described by Ishwaran in a very dramatic way, by dramatic gestures and suspense. He begins by saying that the road was deserted. It means there was no one. He was alone there, and he saw something very large, very enormous. But when he tried to escape, then he noticed that it was a tree that had fallen and its dry branches had spread out. So all this just to say that a tree had fallen on the highway. He wanted to build up a sense of suspense and fear in his listeners. Now question number 3 is, how does he narrate the story of the tusker, and does it appear to be plausible? Plausible means believable, means whatever he narrated the story, could anyone believe? So the answer is, Ishwaran narrates the story of a tusker that had escaped from a timber yard when he was a small child. There were children there, and they ran into their classes. It was a scene of school, and everyone in the school was watching the elephant and its madness in fear. But Ishwaran, who was on the terrace of the school, he was not scared, but he snatched a cane from a teacher's hand and threw it onto the toenail of the tusker, which he says that elephant shivered from head to toe and collapsed. Collapsed means fell down. So in one way it seems to be plausible, and other way it seems to be that it's quite hard to believe. Now believable in the sense because the place which he is telling, because the pain inflicted by the cane that landed on elephant's toe could have been very severe, very hard, and the skin of elephant being very sensitive, so it would explain the collapse of that animal. Now next question is, why does the author say that Ishwaran seemed to more than make up for the absence of a TV in Mahendra's living quarters? The author says that Ishwaran made up for the absence of a TV in their quarters because of his dramatization and fascination style of storytelling. He recounted every story with a lot of spice, with a lot of thrill, and often deliver it with passion and joy, with full of facial gestures also. So his stories had adventure, horror, suspense, crime, and which he imbibed from the books he read. And Mahendra also used to enjoy listening to them. Now, question number 5 is, Mahendra calls ghosts or spirits a figment of the imagination. What happens to him on a full moonlight? Answer is, one night when it was a full moon night, Mahendra was woken up from his sleep by a soft moaning sound. Moaning means making sound when someone is in pain, and the sound was coming close to his window. First he thought that it would be a cat prowling behind a mice, but he noticed that sound was too guttural for a cat, means the sound was different. Then he mustered up the courage and peeped from the window, and then he saw a dark, cloudy form clutching from a bundle. He broke into a cold sweat and fell onto his pillow, panting. Panting means when someone is tired and he takes deep breath. It is panting. And this was perhaps because of the story about a female ghost which Ishwaran had told him earlier, and had remained somewhere in his subconscious mind. So that experience was very horrible for Mahendra that night. Now students, question number 6, can you think of some other ending of the story? So this question is for your self attempt. So think and show your creativity, means how you may change a different ending. So that's enough for the chapter. Do your textual questions. Till then, thanks.